Your radio. Elva.
Okay, I think it's recording. Hi, everyone. Today we have a special guest. His name is Mac, and we're going to talk about our jobs and how we got to where we are today, including our school and our experience and everything like that. So, Mac, can you introduce yourself for everyone?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mac, and I currently live in Washington, D.C.
Where are you from, Mac?
I'm originally from Florida, from Tampa.
Okay, and Mac was also a Peace Corps volunteer in Morocco with me, so that's how we know each other. But Mac, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about your school and your experience with all your schooling and education?
Okay. I attended the University of Florida, and I studied business economics while I was there. So it's just a combination of business courses and then economics courses more specifically. And then I also got a minor in international development and humanitarian assistance while I was there.
Wow, that sounds hard.
No, it sounds harder than it was.
Why did you pick that?
I chose that because I have been interested in a long time in doing economic development work. And so I wanted to have both the business side of things to kind of bring in the skill sets and expertise of the private sector, and then also kind of help bridge the gap between the services that the public sector provides as well, and ultimately trying to kind of combat poverty.
Okay, so when did you graduate college?
I graduated in 2017.
And started working immediately?
Yep. So right after college, I started working at CSX, which is one of the big four railroad companies here in North America. And I was in their business development group. So it was a lot of client management, developing new business, coming up with business strategies, and kind of providing customized solutions for customers. So that kind of gave me a lot of the business experience that I was looking for, both in terms of like the actual technical skills, but then also kind of a lot of those soft skills that you have to learn in the professional world when you leave college and start working full time.
Like some of those life skills that we talk about in Peace Corps.
Yep, exactly.
So did you go into Peace Corps after this job?
I did. So I worked for just over 2 years in that job, and then decided to join the Peace Corps in Morocco with the goal of kind of getting a little bit more of that on the ground experience and working for an American organization, and kind of having some experience working in other cultures and working in another part of the world.
Do you feel like you got to take some of what you learned from your first job and bring it into Peace Corps with you? Or not really?
I do. I mean, I think even though our Peace Corps time was short, unfortunately, I still think that there was a lot, especially on the kind of those soft skills, like professional side of things, that I was able to bring with me. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to really get a lot of the projects up off the ground that we had planned, but just in being able to meet with other young people and talk with them about kind of just different life skills that I had learned and picked up over the few years of experience that I had.
And then we finished Peace Corps and came back to America. and we were all kind of looking for a job because we didn't really know what to do next. And how did you fall into the current job you have, and what is it?
Okay. My current job is with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is one of the departments of the US government that specifically focuses on providing housing for some of the more vulnerable populations in the US. They also are the agency that's in charge of a lot of urban development, providing opportunities for people to buy houses, especially people that don't have access to the same amount of capital or credit as other Americans. And I got into that job. So the Peace Corps allows us the privilege to apply to American government jobs that are typically not open necessarily to everyone in the general public. And so having that door open from the Peace Corps, I was able to apply to several jobs within the government. And this one came back specifically. And it was really interesting to me because it's specifically in the strategy and performance division within HUD. So we're focusing on planning strategically for the agency on the goals that we want to achieve, and then helping the agency improve on the work that it does on a daily basis.
Do you think that you learned a little bit from both of your jobs, so your original business position and then your Peace Corps service? Do you think you can take a little bit of what you learned from both of those into your current job?
Yeah, absolutely. I think hopefully whenever
sounds like you do some business stuff, so it sounds like you could probably use your business skills.
Yeah, no, the business skills definitely help with the more technical stuff. And then I think being in the Peace Corps, especially the program in Morocco, where a lot of the work we do is a lot more free form and kind of involves working with a lot of different partners that have different opinions and different skill sets. That has been really valuable experience to translate over into working in a very large organization where you have the same thing. A lot of people with a lot of different opinions on how something should be done, and having to really kind of bridge those gaps, form those relationships, and work in between all the different dynamics that are going on.
So in regards to just cultural differences between the US and Morocco, for you, you went to school, then you graduated, you got a job, got another job, you got another job, and you just keep moving up. And there's a lot of opportunity and room for growth in America, but how do you compare that to Morocco's system of education into employment and so forth? Do you think that they're similar, or where do they differ in your opinion?
I can't speak as like an expert on this, but from my experience and my conversations with all of the people that I worked with directly in my site, I think that one of the larger complaints was lack of opportunity for a lot of the Moroccan youth. And so there were several people that I had become friends with and had become partners with in the site that I was working in that were around my age and just didn't have the same level of opportunity necessarily that I was afforded here in the States. And so I know Morocco has their education system, which seems to be really great in the fact that university is free for all that are able to qualify and get into it. And so I think that that's a great strength of the Moroccan country and their system for sure. But as far as what kind of happens after that, I think from just what I was told, I think that there's a little bit less opportunity necessarily maybe than America. So I think there's kind of, America has a lot of career opportunities for people that graduate college, but on the other hand, college is not free in America. It can be pretty expensive. And so Morocco, it sounds like, kind of has a little bit of the opposite thing going on, where you have an education system that's free for everyone and accessible, but some of the parts of the country maybe don't have as much access to the types of employment that people are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that most of your coworkers and friends and just people in general that you know here in America went to college, graduated, and now have a job?
Yeah, definitely all of my close friends have gone to college, and all of my coworkers have definitely gone to college. I think in America, it's hard to really move into a lot of jobs without a college education. So I think kind of naturally those that end up graduating college tend to be around other people that graduated college too. Like everyone moves into these like little microcosms of similar backgrounds in a way.
Right. I would agree. I think mostly everyone I know has gone to college and graduated and is now working. But I also agree that we have more employment opportunities here. So that makes it easier for us. Where was your site in Morocco? Forgot to ask.
My site was in Succept, which is kind of right in the middle of the country near Beni Mellal.
Okay. And it was fairly big, right?
In comparison to a lot of the other Peace Corps postings, yeah, it was on the larger end. I want to say the population was somewhere between 60,000 and 80,000 people.
Okay, because these Moroccans, they're in Muzair, which is like, I think outside of Fez.
Okay.
I think it's at least in an area that there's more people around and they might be open to more opportunities. But I think that would be an interesting thing to discuss after they watch this, is to talk about with your friends and family how many opportunities there are and what you can do to maximize your opportunity, whether that's going to college or whether that's learning a skill. I think it would be interesting to open that up for discussion for you all after this video. But I had a very similar journey. I went to college. I did not work after college. I went directly into Peace Corps. So I'm a little bit younger than Mac, but now I used the same opportunity as he did, where we could apply to American government jobs that the general public wasn't really allowed to. And so now I also work for the government. I'm an environmental engineer. So I work on land. The best way to describe it is just cleaning up dirty land. That's all I do. That's the most simple terms I could possibly put it in. But I think that I also took a lot from my Peace Corps experience with working with communities that are underrepresented and don't have a lot of resources, and being able to kind of navigate that and work with what you have. And then also just my college education pulls in my technical skills for this position. So I think it was really important to kind of I think it's always important to get different jobs and get more experience and move around and not just like stay in the same place. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think the more experiences that you can have and the more ways that you can learn things, the better. And you should always be trying to learn anywhere that you are, especially if you want to grow and just improve your own life, but also just make yourself more skillful and more valuable in the work that you do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you have to like take the initiative to go find things, even if it's not right in front of you. Because like I said, we might have some more resources and more opportunity here in America, but it's there in Morocco for you guys. You just got to go find it. And I think that everyone could focus on how important college education is in Morocco versus America. I think that's a big cultural difference that we have. I know that both of us can't really speak on it that much because we didn't go to college in Morocco and we weren't really there long enough to figure out how useful it is. But I think that's something you guys could discuss and talk about how it's different here now that you've heard our side of how important it is and how much it contributed to our current positions in our career. And yeah, that's all I got. Have anything else you want to share, Mac? Any advice?
I would say just meet people, talk to people. I think one of the most valuable things that you can do anywhere is network with people. Not be afraid to meet someone new and to ask questions. I think before I got this job, I spent a lot of time just reaching out to people that worked in the department that I now work in, and just trying to learn from them about what things I could be doing to make myself a better candidate for the job. And putting all that work on the front end, I think really paid off, and being able to get the position that I have now and to be successful in the position that I have now. So I think networking is really important. And kind of like you said, Karen, going out and finding those opportunities, because most of the time they don't just land in your lap.
Yeah, and I will also say that you guys are already ahead of the game because you're going to an association and you're hanging out there and learning things from other people. And even just watching this video is a great way to get started and to be interactive with this radio station and all the things that your community has to offer. So you guys are already doing a great job. Keep it up. But thank you for watching today's Window into the World session with Mac Bailey and me, Karen Place, obviously. We will see you all next week. Bye.
راديو ليك منك وليك.